Hey Exiles, in this video I'll share my findings from farming the memory thread rush. It's a strategy focused mainly on obtaining memory threads from maps, with the addition of a few low-effort mechanics. I'll start by explaining the strategy in a few sentences, then show you how much I invested, present the profits broken down by category, and finish with a short summary. The strategy I'm going to show you focused on finding memory tiers, and then completing a sequence of maps called memory thread, which can be opened through Aegon in our hideout. Our main goal here is to obtain as many echoes of reverence as possible. The additional mechanics accompanying this strategy are Eldritch Altars, Haste, Rituals, and Shrines, all of which are meant to boost our overall profit while hunting for memory tiers. This strategy is performed on a Jungle Valley T16 map with 8 modifiers. You'll also need the following scarabs: Influencing Scarab of Hordes, Sulfite Scarab, Domination Scarab, Scarab of Monstrous Lineage. In the map device, select the craft for an additional haste and apply the Eater of Worlds influence. The original strategy was proposed by Milky Beka on MaxRollGG. I won't be breaking it down in detail here, that's not the goal of this video. Instead, I'll focus on giving you a quick overview and checking how profitable the strategy really is. You can find the link to the source in the description. I've made one key change to this strategy. I swapped the Exarch influence for Eater of Worlds influence. You can also find my Atlas tree linked in the description. I would also recommend transferring divination cards from another map, for example Lookout. Just run that map, find the nameless seer, and use Scry to move the desired cards over to Jungle Valley. Now that we've briefly discussed how the strategy works, it's time to move on to the expenses. The analysis covers 60 maps. I spent 540 Chaos Orbs on maps, 417 on Scarabs, and 300 on the Haste craft in the map device, which adds up to a total of 1257 Chaos Orbs, or about 9.5 Divine Orbs. Preparing a single map costs roughly 21 Chaos Orbs. I'll also add the time I spent running those 60 maps. It was 5 hours, 28 minutes and 6 seconds, which gives an average of 5 minutes and 28 seconds per map. This average was significantly increased by the Breach mechanic, specifically the Hive Fortress, which extended some maps by an average of 7 minutes. The shortest run took 2 minutes and 53 seconds, while the longest one lasted 12 minutes and 29 seconds. I have two observations I'd like to share. The first one concerns memory threads and the boss access fragments that drop from them, and the second one is about the haste mechanic. On average, I encountered a memory tier once every 10 maps. I obtained 6 invitations, 5 echoes of reverence, and 1 echo of loneliness. This confirms that the Atlas passive skills did their job, reducing the chance that a memory thread would lead to incarnation of neglect or incarnation of fear. In the case of haste, I looked at this passive, Casing the Joint. It gives a 10% chance that a found blueprint will have all wings revealed. Out of the 42 blueprints I found, 9 were fully revealed, which is about 21%, roughly twice what the Atlas tree suggests, so it works quite well. And one more thing, which I think is quite crucial. I ran through all the maps that Aegon opened as fast as possible to the end. The drops I got there were not included in the profit summary, because the analysis was meant to verify how often we encounter a memory tier and which echo we obtain from the final location. Time to summarize the profits after running 60 maps. I'll just note that I picked up almost all Scarabs, currency and divination cards along the way. My loot filter was set to strict. Let's start with the profits from memory threads. I obtained 6 invitations in total, 5 echoes of reverence and 1 echo of loneliness. The total profit amounted to 824 Chaos Orbs, which equals a little over 6 Divine Orbs. In the case of haste, the total profit was 1278 Chaos Orbs, which is just under 10 Divine Orbs. I dropped 42 blueprints, 9 of which had all wings revealed, along with 31 deception contracts and roughly 150,000 rogues markers. Since this strategy is mainly focused on these two sources of income, let's make a quick summary. At this stage, the investment has already paid off. It's not an enormous profit, but I ended up 845 Chaos Orbs ahead, which is about 6.5 Divine Orbs. The standard currency generated 1028 Chaos Orbs, which is approximately 8 Divine Orbs. The Scarabs yielded 940 Chaos Orbs in profit, which is just over 7 Divine Orbs. The profit from the dropped divination cards was 1907 Chaos Orbs, which is just under 15 Divine Orbs. The most valuable cards I found were the Immortal, the Nurse, and the Sephiroth. The maps I found during farming were worth 481 Chaos Orbs, which is about 3.5 Divine Orbs. This profit came mainly from Abomination maps and tier 16.5 maps. The total net profit from 60 maps was 3,944 Chaos Orbs, which is about 30.5 Divine Orbs. Per map, this amounts to roughly 66 Chaos Orbs, and in terms of time, approximately 700 Chaos Orbs per hour. This is how Memory Thread Rush plays out over 60 maps. From my analysis, I can confidently say this strategy is worth it. Because we occasionally have to complete a sequence of maps for Egon, it adds a bit of variety and you can switch to a different strategy for a few maps if you want. I chose to rush straight to the final location to collect the eco as fast as possible. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you have tried this strategy yourself, share your experiences. Did it work for you? Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, and you'll be the first to know when a new video goes live. See you in the next one, and happy farming!